everybody, to episode 121 of the Destiny Digest podcast. I am one of your many hosts, Dan Finity, here with the standard panel that we have every week. We got Sammy Cat. Sammy Cat, how are you?
Hi, guys. What's up? It's good to be here this week, actually.
Good to have you, buddy. We got Tidley.
What's up? Hello.
Hello. And we have Epic Dan. How are you, buddy?
Hello, hello.
Hello. Before we get into the conversations of the games that we've been playing this week and the news of Destiny 2, we got so much news that we got to cover in Destiny 2. Let's cover some housekeeping, shall we? You can join us live every Sunday night around 3:30 p.m. Pacific and 6:30 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/Destiny Digest. You can ask questions there live in chat and help us shape the conversation around the show. Episodes go live the next day on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Pocket Casts, or wherever you receive podcasts. Oh my God. Words. Or wherever you receive podcasts. And you can help others find the show by rating or reviewing the show on your podcast platform of choice. Last week, we asked for your top 5 movies of all time in the comments.
Oh, did people reply? Where'd it go?
People replied. Let me see.
What do we get?
Let's see.
I'm judge real quick.
I'm gonna switch over here. So Epic Dan and Sammy Cat, I started this off because like Jenny and I had a bar conversation last week about like what our top 5 movies are, and mine is my top 5 are The Thing, 10 Things I Hate About You, Everybody Wants Some, Robin Hood, the Disney version with the cartoon version, and then Hot Fuzz. Those are my top 5
of all time.
Of all time,
man.
I feel really judged right now.
I don't judge people. No, that's not me judging.
Okay, got you.
No.
I mean, it sounds a little like...
I always like hearing what people's
It did sound a little judgy.
I'm sorry. I like hearing what people's favorite movies are.
Yeah.
Because at least for me, I always find it to be an interesting insight to a person's like deep self.
Mm-hmm.
What they connect with. What
psychological profiling.
Yes, it absolutely is.
Okay.
I was gonna put the Muppet movie on there, but like the Muppet movie, I haven't seen it enough.
What does that tell you about Dan then? We know about Dan from that list.
I idolize Kermit the Frog, man. Kermit the Frog just wants to put on a show with his friends. He just wants to put on a show with his buddies. That's all he wants to do.
That sounds like Dan.
Yeah. Here's one of the comments. We had Kristen Kristen in on YouTube said The Shining, Silence of the Lambs, The Substance, Interstellar, and Jaws.
Wow. A lot of great movies there.
A lot of
specific era too.
Lots of horror.
Yeah. We had another one from A2, Fight Club, King of New York.
King of New York.
Shawshank Redemption.
That's a film buff right there.
Oh, Shawshank's great.
Shawshank Redemption, Purple Rain, and The Matrix.
Matrix. I totally forgot about that whole series. That series was genre changing, you know?
Yeah, man.
Really goodness. Yeah.
So yeah, those were some of the messages that we received from folks in our community. Feel free to continue that conversation this week if you want to. Give us your top 5 movies in the comments.
Yeah, thanks for sharing.
Yeah, good stuff. I'm not going to put you guys on the spot right now, but be thinking about that later on in the episode, Sammy and Epic Dan.
Easy.
One of my favorite movies
always stays the same.
Yeah.
Is Avatar. The regular Avatar.
Okay.
Wow.
Not Avatar 2 or The Last Airbender.
Oh.
The blue alien Avatar.
Yeah.
Blue alien Avatar.
James Cameron one.
The
Yeah.
James Cameron Avatar.
Yeah.
You know, there's a whole subsection of super fans for Avatar. There's like an entire Avatar Discord for super fans, Sammy. I don't know if you're like that level of obsessed, but I have a friend who is, and I just recently found it out, and I had no idea that was actually a thing.
Are you a
Avatar
fan?
Discord is kind of wild.
That like, isn't it just Fern
In
Gully?
a good way.
Isn't that what it is?
Listen,
No.
it you're gonna piss off a lot of people making that comparison.
Uh-oh.
The true Avatar fans are it's
They're gonna get the pitchforks. What are you doing?
Get in the comments.
Well, at least we'll get some engagement with the episode.
they're gonna start pushing through all those comparisons.
Get in the comments. All right.
Guys,
Well,
it's
Comments. Tell us how you really feel.
movie, and the third one comes out on the 19th of December, and I am so excited.
oh yeah.
And the sad thing is, we're going to get depressing here for a moment, is that it was one of the very favorite things that my ex and I had ever in the whole world, to the point where we even, for our anniversary, got each other the same Avatar Legos.
Oh.
So now I
Wow.
have to go and see Avatar on my own, and we talked about it for years.
Oh man.
But I'm so excited. It's going to be the first movie I've ever seen alone. I'm taking it back.
Hell
But
yeah.
I can't wait for Avatar 3 to come out. I'm so
Goodness.
excited.
Hell yeah, dude. Do that for yourself. Take it back.
Absolutely.
I am.
Um.
Okay, one thing more. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, you're
is
fine.
that the last time it came out, the week before the second one came out, I changed all of my fonts on my stream to Papyrus.
Oh no, not Papyrus.
Okay. Moving right along.
All right, I'm
What's
done.
judgmental?
I'm
done.
sorry. It's not about the movie. It's about specifically the font Papyrus.
The font, I
Um,
know. Oh, you're a graphics art nerd. Oh.
It's a meme. It's a meme.
It is
I
a
don't
meme.
play off memes, but I enjoyed playing off that meme.
Amazing.
Perfect. Epic Dan, let's start with you, bud. What have you been playing this week?
Let's see. Most of the week has been me just playing Arc Raiders,
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of people, which is a fantastic game. If you haven't had a chance to play it, you should
I
try it out.
picked it up this weekend.
Yeah.
It is now a game that I can play with other people if other people would like to play.
Listen, it is right now. I don't want to say that some people are comparing it to like the boom we saw when Fortnite came out, where like all of a sudden it's like taking over.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that. I don't think it's at that level, because in like 3 months it could fall off a cliff. I don't think it will. But I compared more right now to when Helldivers 2 came out.
Yeah.
It was an action sack type of game, really fun, and it was easy to play with other people because you had to really just jump in. And even though this one has PvP, it has, as of right now at least, the current community building makes it really, 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 really good.
Yeah. I've
So I'm
been
enjoying
watching your
making content
clips.
a lot.
Part of the thing that
It's
tipped
a-
me over was like the clips that I was seeing you make.
Yeah.
And I was like, there was the one where you got downed and this guy was like, and you were like, oh, do you have a kit? And he was like, yeah, it's over here. Like, it's over here by the hatch. And you're like, all right, open the hatch. And then he just like took you out. And you're like, I should have seen that happening.
Yeah. Yeah. It was so
That
like
is fantastic.
I was going, so it was my fault. I chased him for about 10 seconds. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take him out. He doesn't see me.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes around the corner,
He saw you.
and then he starts fighting the robots. He starts fighting the robots, which obviously causes more robots to show up. So I try to play off. I shoot him at the same time,
And you were like, I was shooting the robots.
and then I'm like, yo, I'm trying to help. And so he runs and hides, and all the robots aggro me. So now I'm in a situation where I'm fighting a lot of robots, trying to
I
live.
deserved it.
And then I get
That's
down.
perfect.
I absolutely deserved it. And then I get down from the robots, and then I'm like, yo, my guy, I was trying to help you. Can you please res me? He's like,
My
yeah,
God.
yeah, I got you. Yeah. And then
Oh, no.
he takes me around the corner and puts a trip mine, or no, a trapper mine on the Raider hatch. So he's like, it was early in my play session. I probably had like maybe 20 hours. So I didn't know that like when I'm down, I can't technically get into a raider hatch.
Yeah.
Like that. But he was like, yeah, I got one. So he takes me around the corner and then he just, it's funny looking it back. He's just sitting there with the mine like trigger out. But I don't know this. I didn't have that grenade yet, so I didn't know. And then, like you said, I walk up to it, he just presses it, boom. And I was like, you know what? I can't even be mad at you.
No.
Can't even
Not
be mad
at all.
Not at all.
Yeah.
But the community was what has for me made. I'm about 110 hours in, I think, and
Cool.
it's made my
Grinding.
experience really, really good.
That's
Yeah.
fun.
Because unlike other PvEVP games, the PvE enemies are so threatening
Mhm.
that it behooves you to make allies to take them out. And it behooves you to use mics to communicate with other players, which is something that I've been trying to tell a lot of people that come through my streams. Even if you're used to playing like online games with no mic just by yourself, you're going to have a better experience being somewhat of a vocal player to someone
Right.
else. Like I haven't had a lot of people be vocally threatening. I've had maybe the one-off instances, those two offenses where someone said some off-the-wall stuff.
Yeah.
That's going to happen, but it's just outweighed so much by the community being, yo, I got you. Yo, can you help me? Yeah, I help you. Can you help me? And then you're just like, having that experience is just really, really nice. It's something I don't think personally I've had in a long time in online games.
Old D1
It's been really
vibes.
fun.
Like that was.
I would say personally, the last time I felt this way isn't even OD1, because D1 you wouldn't have had I just got matched up with this person and we're both decent people somewhat. I would say personally, I haven't felt that way since Halo 3
Okay.
matchmaking.
Oh.
Cool.
Cool.
You would just be in a lobby and you're just talking to people you don't know, but y'all have this common interest, common game, obviously. And before you know it, you've been playing with this person for 45 minutes and then bye. You don't see him again, but you know you had at least a decent to good experience with this person that you'll never see them. But at least you know you have that community with them. So
Okay.
I don't know how it's gonna feel in a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what everyone is worried about. They're talking about how sooner or later PvP is gonna take over, the community is gonna fall off, and I'm worried about the president. And as of right now, it's actually a ton of fun.
Yeah. We were talking about it a little bit last week about like where does Marathon fit in a world where Arc Raiders like hits
Yes.
now. And
Yes.
so
I would say, because I've had a conversation a lot.
yeah.
There's a fair amount of people that don't want to engage with Arc Raiders because of it being third person.
Mm-hmm.
Which personally I don't really comprehend why, but that's because I play a lot of third person shooters and third person action games,
Mm-hmm.
but also a lot of FPS. So that play style the way you like aren't really your character, but you are your character that people complain about with third person. You want to they want to feel like they are the person doing this action in FPS.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really connect with that to the same level, so it doesn't bother me. But I do think Marathon, I haven't played any of the closed NDA stuff since the 1 week of stream.
Right.
But if that was the only thing holding them back, I could see Marathon just being, if they wanted to, push in the direction of, you like Arc Raiders, but you want to play it in first person, you can try us out.
Okay.
That's what I would suggest. If there was like a 1-to-1 comparison to Arc Raiders and Marathon, but for some reason you don't want to play in third person, you can maybe Marathon is going to hit that thing for you.
Fair enough. It also says here that you played a game called Where the Winds Meet.
Oh yeah. Where the Winds Meet is a new MMO RPG that came out Friday.
Okay, cool.
Thursday night, Friday. It's made by NetEase, which is funny because I feel like every game coming out right now has
NetEase.
something to do with NetEase.
Yeah.
They're kind of taking over. But it's an ARPG set in, I don't know how to say the word, but it's basically set in Japanese, Chinese culture. If I'm saying that right, please don't. If I'm saying it wrong, please don't butcher me. But it's basically an Asian culture based monster samurai fantasy combat type of world with a lot of really interesting things in it. That's actually pretty cool, but I don't know how well it's going to do for a lot of players. That's the best I can say without you playing it yourself. It feels like a more traditional MMO, like not WoW, like Diablo, or I guess more recently Path of Exile. But the thing that probably has hooked me the most on it for playing it is the combat. Whereas the combat feels very similar to a faster paced Ghost of Yotei.
Okay.
You have to parry. You have all these things. You have like the whole Souls-like effect. Like imagine like a Souls-like fight. That's pretty much what the combat is, but set in a more traditional MMO game, which is very weird. It feels like a lot. They're trying a lot of different systems at the same time that I don't really know if I want to engage with long term. But the thing that makes me most interested is the combat is really good, which is I like Souls-like games, so this is exactly what I want to play. But everything else around it is just,
yeah,
it feels like a mobile game otherwise, and I don't know like if I really want to spend too much time with it.
Yeah,
I haven't gotten hit with all of the mobile like transactions. That's the one good thing. So it doesn't feel like a MMO, like a mobile game. It's hard to like explain unless you've played it because it's trying to meld so many different things together.
Yeah, I'm looking at the trailer here.
Almost doesn't have like its own genre. It's cool though.
I'm looking at the trailers and like I'm seeing a lot of cinematics. I'm not seeing a lot of gameplay, so it's tough to be able to tell what this looks like.
Yeah, it's very traditional MMO. If you've ever played like MMO like WoW or Diablo.
Okay.
You have the guild stuff. You have the thing where you have to talk to NPCs, do all of the quest fetching and all that stuff. It's very MMO based where you have to like gather materials to upgrade your gear to like do like dungeon raid bosses and all that stuff. And it's all really interesting if you like MMOs, but the thing that sets it apart is definitely the combat.
Okay.
But I don't know if the combat is good enough to pull someone in. It's also free. So if someone was interested, it being free is the only reason I checked it out, but it being free, I don't know. I think it's worth checking out if you look at that stuff and you're like, maybe, what's this about?
Price of admission talk.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, the trailers looked interesting. I don't know necessarily if it would be something that I would like dive into, but
it's one of those games that you are going to have to spend a lot of time with it. That's the hard thing. It's one of those games that's if you want the best experience, you're going to spend a lot of time doing quest festing, talking to NPCs, exploring the world. You know, it's not something you can like dip in for a few hours and know
then
whether or not you really want to spend time with it.
Right.
Kind of like Destiny, you know.
Heck yeah. I'm also seeing Dispatch on your list. That was one that I played this week as well. I wrapped up the finale on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. What did you think of it?
So I'm about to absolutely glaze Dispatch. I've been glazing Dispatch for ever since I played it. But if anyone listening or has in chat, if anyone is a fan of the Telltale games, it is in your best interest to play Dispatch. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. It is.
If you like old school Telltale games like Walking Dead Season 1, Wolf Among Us, that's Dispatch, but with better writing.
Better
Dispatch
writing
is that with better writing.
Better animation, more in-depth characters.
Yep.
Just solid world building there too. It's
so good.
It like for those who don't know, it's about you are a retired superhero who has been approached by a company to dispatch superheroes all across the city. It is so good. All the episodes are out right now. I think I got like the perfect ending. Like
did you?
I think so. Yeah. Like I think I didn't stumble into it. There was like some decision making on the way of like, okay, well, like I am going to lean with my gut here, but also like this thing seems right. for the ending, and it was great. It was really well done. The voice acting, the cast of voice actors is incredibly sick. Just so good. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be a Game of the Year contender, because this year has had so many like kind of sleeper Game of the Year contenders like pop up.
True.
But
I think it'll get a lot of nominations though.
Yeah. If for nothing, then the references and the inclusion of one of my favorite LA bands, Fart Barf. Yes, you heard correctly.
Band?
It is a real band. They've been around since 2009. They have an album out. The song "Homeless in Heathrow" plays during the Robert Robertson housewarming party, and it is very good.
That's that song. Okay.
Yeah, that's that song. It's great. They're very synthy, very fun.
That's a good song. Yeah.
Check out the band Fart Barf, all one word. Yeah, I really liked it. That was super fun. And I have a couple more run throughs that I'm going to be doing of that as well in my off time. But yeah, really, really cool. Sammy, what have you been playing, buddy?
This week I've not really been playing anything.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. I was pretty sick this week. I've been playing quite a few mobile games.
Okay.
Just random ones. There's this one that I'm addicted to called Match Factory. It's just a simple visual puzzle game where you have to go and quickly match things in a time period. And I am so in love with it. It's like a guilty pleasure. It's awful. It is awful. It's addiction. I swear that's what it is at this point. But yeah, pretty much just hanging out on the couch or in bed. There's not much else. So I've been playing mobile games.
That's great. I found one that was like I found another tower defense game that I started playing this past week. It's called Fortress Merge. And the gameplay's fine. The ads are insane. the ads, like,
How bad is it? Like every time you do an action, they're like, "Hey,
it
watch
is
this 30-second ad for extra time."
It is. Well, it's not every action. It's like every 10th action that you get hit with one. But what I'm talking about is the content of the ads. Like some of them are
Oh, really?
Yeah, like the most bonkers mobile ads I've ever seen are on this thing, and I'm like, I like playing this game. I will probably end up deleting it off my phone very soon because I do not want to shell out money to take off the ads. Because but I also just don't want to see they're fairly egregious. But yeah, that was that was something that came up this week. Tidley, it says that you've been playing a bunch of Destiny.
Yes, I know.
How went the 3 days of leveling?
Imagine playing Destiny.
Imagine
the Destiny Digest podcast.
In this economy?
I was supposed to play Arc Raiders on Friday, but my friend got sick.
Yeah.
And I was looking back at my weekend. I'm like, I really did play Destiny every single day last week on stream. I did. I can't believe it. So I'm up to 470. And I'm getting I realized that things start to feel better once you hit 450 and you start getting tier 5 drops.
Yeah.
Because now I'm starting to feel like I can actually start working on builds and like endgame stuff.
Yeah.
Even though I've been doing like the hardest raid content that exists for months. It's just like, now I can do endgame builds. Now we're gonna min-max. This is great. No, but I was doing a raid with Dan on Thursday. I know somebody in chat was like, "Oh, you keep on roping Epic Dan into raiding," and it's true. I've been, dragging him into Destiny. And
I wouldn't say dragging.
Over characterization. So, willing participation. It's been really fun.
I said just tell me when, and I'm there. That's what I told her.
And it's amazing. It's been really, really fun. So this past week we were doing. Were we doing a 3 foot, 3 feet epic? I think that's what we. Did we do? Oh, we did a 5 feet normal. 5 feet normal. So we were doing a raid, and I was using my Mint retrograde.
Yeah. Okay.
I got
You are cutting out so hard, dude.
You are cutting out so hard.
You are cutting out so hard.
Sorry. I will say it again. We were doing a raid and I got roasted really, really hard because of my Mint retrograde.
Okay.
So I have been using the same Mint retrograde. It's like the first one that I got. It's a tier 1. And what were the perks? It was like beacon rounds and
chain reaction and beacon rounds.
Chain
The best
reaction.
role. The best role in the game at tier 1 too.
Tier 1, not even tier 2, tier 1. Basic. It was so funny. I'm like, well, I've been using it this whole time. I have like 2,000 kills on it. I've been pulling it into every single raid, and everyone was just losing their goddamn minds. They were just like,
it was a good 5 minutes of just folks just losing it.
It's so funny. So my friend dragged me into it was farmable this week. So my friend dragged me into an activity right after, and I got a better roll. Of course, any roll would be better than that. But then I went and got a 485 tier 5 god roll after that the next day. So
you should still use a tier 1. You should still use a tier 1.
Leading it. I feel like people, it's hilarious to troll people because everyone was so upset. I'm like, listen, my friend CG was like, you're literally healing the boss with that. You're healing the boss with that, and you're decreasing the amount of damage I'm doing to the boss also. It was so funny. So anyway, I got a really good mid retrograde, so I'm not going to be roasted by my friends. But yeah, 470, did some raids, did a lot of leveling. And I guess I did Death by Song too, which is not a video game. It's just my like song contest thing that I do on Tuesdays.
It's just what you do.
It's just mostly Destiny. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, man.
Kind of a crazy Destiny week. So
that's cool. So what level did you start at the beginning of the week?
I think I was like 360. I went up like 100, I think.
Oh, wow.
I went up about 100. I think I went up about 100. And I think I'm going to do some more leveling this week. I've been doing like leveling and yapping streams, and it's really fun because I get to just kind of like hang out and level and talk to chat. Yeah. And it's good because I've been doing it in conjunction with the charity stuff, the Feeding America food bank fundraiser. So I did some more shoeies last week also. It's easier to level and yap when you're drinking.
I would think so.
I would hope so.
Let's not talk about any more yeasty feet. Anyways.
Yeasty feet, yes. On that yeasty footnote.
Yeah, on that yeasty footnote. We have, for me, outside of Dispatch, I played a little bit of Absalom this week, which is the roguelike beat 'em up that I played a couple weeks back. I played that a little bit off stream, and I'm just, the animation for that is unbelievably like cool. I unlocked a new character that was like more of a brawler instead of the first character that you get, and their action economy is just super slick and super fast, and so highly recommend that game, Absalom. Good pedigree. It comes from the studio that I believe did the second Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in Time game.
Oh yeah.
So it feels really solid. Very, very good. Other than that, I played a little bit of Call to Arms. We helped some people in Destiny today as well. I think I'm up to
Call to Arms.
Yeah,
how is that?
I'm in the 440s right now. Call to Arms. So they did a whole bunch of adjusting underneath the hood this past week to kind of make it so that everybody could participate. I think right now I'm sitting at 101 points. I haven't done any of the Crucible stuff. I don't have a good score on my solo stuff. We got scores for Proving Grounds and Heliostat today. I think 2.5 and 2.7 respectively for each of those. The 2.5 million and 2.7 million respectively for each of those activities. In like, I'm Like it's pretty cool. It is dropping loot for you every day if you go to that chest. That chest for Call to Arms is very rewarding, and it's power boost as well. It's plus 2s, I think, from everything that I've been able to get.
I didn't appreciate getting funneled through a PvP game to unlock the quest, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Especially since I played one match, I just went in with PvE gear, and of course, I matched a team with like a well-known PvP player, like streamer. And we absolutely got destroyed, and it was really highly unpleasant.
I don't know why you have to call Tony out here like that, but I mean, like,
I would never. I would definitely not try to find him and bag him. That's not true. I would never take him down in Crucible. He's just way better than me.
But yeah.
But you do that when you meet your friends in Crucible. Like you find them and
you got to pump up the res.
Absolutely, you got to prime it. Absolutely.
Yeah, you got to prime that res.
Absolutely.
I didn't have to do PvP.
Oh.
So everyone
I think
gets
you can do solo.
a different one, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can do like the salt mine solo thing too.
Okay. So yeah, I think I got the salt mines when I was like, okay, I'll run this.
Okay.
Yeah, did that at the start. Yeah.
Slightly onerous. Yep.
Please. Yeah, so I was like, okay, sure, salt mines it is. I'll go in there and like did my shooting. It's the rewards are fine. The loot's pretty good. I think I got like a pretty good roll on the grenade launcher today, and yeah, that's pretty much all I can talk about that. It's just fine. It's nice to have on in the background kind of thing, and have something to aim for. Before Renegades comes out. So, any other like Destiny? Did anybody else play like more Destiny stuff? Any stories from that, or shall we move on into the?
I haven't played it since I played it day one for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And Call to Arms.
Yeah, before they made all the changes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that. Not glad that they removed all the changes, but it seems that more people are at least engaging with it.
Or are able to engage with it in a meaningful way.
Or at least are able. Yeah, because it being tied to being max level is a discussion in itself.
Yeah.
That can work in a time and in place where a lot of other things in the game are doing fine.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, right now isn't that time, which is unfortunate that like Edge of Fate has a lot of stuff I've noticed that they have rolled back has been things that the community probably would have been okay with a year or two ago when player base was much higher, when more aspirational content was worth participating in, versus when they're trying to do a whole new like kind of soft reset of things.
Yeah.
So I feel like this would have been like worthwhile maybe a couple years ago, but I wouldn't be surprised if the next free event or whatever, I guess whenever Call of Arms comes back, that some of these things are still pulled back in, but like differently. Like, I don't know if these are like hardcore, hard lock choices that they're making. I don't know if it seems like they are trying to give players a reason to be max level, and that's why they were doing this, but it's just a time thing. Like,
yeah,
maybe if they didn't have to go from 10 to 550, it would have been important. But I don't know. Because if you look at Call to Arms, and I guess a lot of the stuff that's happened in the past month, it seemed very obvious that this choice was something for Call to Arms that was made back in July. You're going to have all this time to ramp up with like the new gear and all that stuff. So then when you got to Call to Arms, you're a light level. If you had grinded Portal for 2 months or whatever to get the max, then you could like benefit from it in Call to Arms. But obviously the response to the majority of the community didn't like that. So we'll see.
Yeah. And you speak to something too of like if the community was like at a healthier point, maybe a more engaged point too, like
more engaged, healthier. If the game just had a good positive direction it was going in type of thing where we feel like we're moving in a good direction as a community and just as a game and like confidence around the game, then maybe something like this would have been accepted more, you know.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's kind of like a perfect tee up into this next section here. Like, we're going to talk about some new stuff. The first two stories are a little uncomfortable, or maybe not uncomfortable, but like they're big Sony Bungie stories. So this one from IGN, written by Wesley Yin Poole. The title is Sony says Bungie hasn't brought in as much money as it thought it would when it bought the developer as Destiny 2 falls off a cliff. It's a tough time for Bungie and Destiny 2, with parent company Sony saying the studio has failed to meet its sales and user engagement expectations. In the latest financial report, Sony said it has recorded a 31.5 billion yen, or a 204.2 million impairment charge as a result of Destiny 2's underperformance. This was significant enough to drag down profits at Sony's Game and Network Services segment, which includes Sony Interactive Entertainment. Sony Chief Financial Officer, or CFO, Lin Tao, expanded on the issues with Bungie in an investor-related financial call regarding Destiny 2. Partially due to the changes in the competitive environment, the level of sales and user engagement has not reached the expectations we had at the time of the acquisition of Bungie. While we will continue to make improvements, we downwardly revised the business projection for the time being and recorded an impairment loss against a portion of the assets at Bungie. It goes on to talk more about Pete Parsons and Marathon and all the stuff behind the scenes that is going on there. Currently, that started the week off a little rough.
Yeah, it's a little grim, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
I believe they also said that Marathon is slated to come out before March 2026 still.
Okay.
Within that same call. So we'll be seeing we'll see what Bungie looks like as a 2-game studio soon enough. And here's hoping that that it isn't too dire on that front. What do you guys think of that? Think of that the CFO's report there.
I don't think it's unexpected. I think it's interesting they said it was because of competitive changes. I'm not sure exactly. It sounds like somebody who does finance and business and doesn't know video games saying that, you know, because that's not how I would categorize the changes. I don't think there's competitive changes, but I mean the revenue issue is unsurprising because like we all know the player base, the engagement, where the game is right now. It's like that is all unsurprising. It's not good news, but it's not surprising news, I think.
Yeah, I'm hoping they don't devalue it to the point where there's layoffs, like forced by Sony.
Yeah.
Because that would definitely suck. We know people that work there, and that's the past 2 times were rough. Not only on the studio but also on the community. And yeah, man.
Yep. I mean, I think that speaks well of the devs, though, that we are so connected to the studio and it impacts the community so greatly when the layoffs do occur. I mean, it does suck, but I think it also means that they do a great job of trying to reach out and connect too. So we really do feel it. We take it really personally when there's layoffs.
Yeah. Moving on to the next story of the day. Bungie settles plagiarism lawsuit when writer who accused the studio of stealing elements of Destiny 2's story, or with the writer who accused the studio of stealing elements of Destiny 2's story. This is from Eurogamer by Vicky Blake. Bungie has settled a copyright lawsuit with the writer Matthew Martineau after he alleged the studio had used elements of his work in Destiny 2, including its Red War plot and the Curse of Osiris expansion. As spotted by the Game Post, this case has now been settled, although The terms of the settlement, including any conditions of compensation, have not been made public. Bungie unsuccessfully tried to dismiss the lawsuit, which alleged it's plagiarized elements of Destiny 2's original campaign from a story Martineau posted online back in May, but a U.S. federal judge ruled that the lawsuit should continue as Bungie had been unable to provide satisfactory evidence to have the case tossed out. The evidence could have been a working copy of Destiny 2, featuring the game's original story campaign, but this, alongside many other older parts of the game, are no longer playable, having been excised and relegated to Bungie's controversial content vault. The
Upsetting,
article, yeah, the article goes
at their credibility.
Yeah, basically.
The article goes on to say a settlement conference was conducted on this date before the undersigned magistrate judge. Negotiations were successful and resulted in a settlement of all claims. The court thanks counsel and the parties for their efforts in bringing this matter to an amicable resolution. Parties have 60 days to contest the decision and proceed to court, but as it stands, all parties are firmly agreed upon, firmly agreed upon a compromise. So I know we'd get that question occasionally about like, what's going on with this lawsuit, or how do you think that that's going to affect people? Like I wonder how much that might have had to fit into the valuation as well.
Who knows about the amount? I don't know.
Yeah, that, like
an expensive lawsuit,
an expensive settlement, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows what that actually looks like. The fact that they didn't have a copy of the game to prove that they didn't.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a feeling some things have probably changed because of this lawsuit of like record keeping and like making sure you keep tabs of where you get stuff. Not only that, but also the marathon.
The
like art theft.
Marathon,
yeah. So
I wonder if that's why, like, having passively kept up with all this, I wonder if the reason we can never get any of the old DCV stuff back is because of this. Like, maybe at one point in time they had planned on it going in the DCV and coming out a year or two later, instead of it just being lost to the void.
Yeah.
And then they try to sweep it under the rug, you know?
Well, I want to say Robert Brooks on Blue Sky at one point, posted a link to the article and was like, if only they knew somebody, me, who knew where those files were. Because they were trying to put, I think they were trying to put they were trying to put YouTube videos up as like, yep, this is the evidence of what we did. And it, because it wasn't firsthand files, there's some metadata in there that I'm sure would have shown the work of people who put in work for the game. And just you don't get that with a YouTube video.
That's what I mentioned one time. I just thought it was crazy because I remember mentioning why can't they get one of those old Taken King editions, or I guess it wouldn't be Taken King, but Forsaken editions of the old D2 on PS4. And I think either y'all mentioned or someone in the chat mentioned that technically that disc has nothing on it, just has a license.
Right, exactly.
It's a key.
Which is just that whole system is why this kind of situation is in the way it is. I can go pick up a copy of Halo 1 on at a pawn shop and put it in the box. I'll put it in the console, and it's going to launch that game. That's why retro is so popular. It's just such a weird choice that probably doesn't see this problem happen for a lot of games, but just the one game causing all these issues. I'm like, why don't they just? I know why, but just wow that because of them wanting to move this off platform, off servers, or what, I guess onto servers, is just mind blowing. Because we're losing a lot of the game and cannot get it back just because Bungie doesn't actually have the files, which is just crazy. So it's such a weird situation that reading all this just makes me kind of feel like personally, this kind of situation is why we'll never get Red War Campaign, The Lost Parts of Forsaken. I guess you could put in Wrath, but like those 5 raid, like all that stuff is not like it's almost like the DCV is a black hole. With the exception of like more recent stuff that they probably were like, let's make sure we have a actual logical copy of all this content. Where like most of the DCV original stuff is just a black hole lost to the void. Yeah. Which sucks.
It does suck.
Yapper Flapper in the chat said they submitted a Bife lore videos as evidence of what the story was when they admitted that they had no working version of the launch D2.
That's just crazy.
Yeah. Wow. And Gray Fox in chat also brings up a good subject. Like in terms of game preservation, like like not actually having the data for that game. Like if that portion of the game is lost, like lost. Like that's
crazy, man.
Like that feels insane from a preservationist standpoint. Like
I always thought they had it. They just couldn't do the engine thing though. That's what I always thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just couldn't update it to the whatever the engine, but this is not that. They just don't have it.
They don't have it at all. Yeah.
There's I don't know if we talked about it or any of this. But the Stop Killing Games initiative.
Yeah. In Europe.
In the EU. Yeah. I find that very interesting, and I wonder how much of this type of thing will help to play into that globally. Just not having access to it specifically, not just that, not being able to play it, but just not having access to it, even the developers.
Yeah.
This should be like they said in chat, like there should be like a hard copy of these files, like at your like secure location.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Not having that is just wild.
Yeah. It should just be standard practice. I'm sure it's standard practice now.
Yeah.
Like
I would hope it's standard practice now.
Yeah, like some lesson has to be learned from that. Like
yeah.
Asefa in chat is asking, wait, did they say they have no access to it or just that it's not playable? The article, I believe, said not playable. Yapper in chat said that they didn't have access to it.
Those kind of coincide, though. Like, not having a playable version of it is basically meaning it's not accessible. Like, if they can't create a playable version for a judge and for, like, the courts, like, there's no way. Like, if you can't produce it for them, you ain't producing it for your consumers.
Nope.
Yeah. So outside of that, let's hop on the Destiny 2 hype train for Renegades.
Woo!
After that cold shower of an intro, we got a trailer for Equilibrium, the new dungeon that will be coming out alongside Renegades. I believe we got some information about when that is going to be live streamed. What day? What is the day of release on that?
The 2nd?
That's on December 2nd. It's on the day of release.
I thought it was like like they'll do the stuff like a couple hours before.
Okay.
While we're in downtime. Maybe it's later. No. I always assume all that stuff is like a few hours before launch.
Yeah. Looking to see here if they say it in the scrubbing through. It is available December 13th, and you can tune into the dungeon race on December 13th at 9 a.m. PST, so noon Eastern. In the TWID, they say that Evan F and CB Gray will be taking over the hosting duties yet again, and that the live streaming rules still apply from the last race that they had for everything. So I actually felt like those were pretty fair and like pretty workable.
I think they were fairly well received by
production side.
the competitors and the community, actually.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. The trailer looked cool. Like it very much had a Star Warsy tone. It even sounded like Ben Solo was narrating the damn thing. For bits and pieces there. What was your favorite part of the trailer, and what are you most excited for in the Equilibrium dungeon, guys?
Everything.
Yes.
Yes. Anything specific?
I mean, it's kind of a teaser. So like, I feel like it's a little hard to get like and for good reason. I don't think they want to give away too much information before people get in there. But it's kind of hard to get like a overall sense of what the dungeon is going to be like just by the teaser. But I mean, Bungie's cooking the hype like they cook the hype. I mean, I think there's a lot of people super looking forward to this dungeon. I think that like the Star Wars was really evident, like you said in the trailer. God, I can't wait. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a couple of these like stills from the thing. It looks
Anything
really cool.
You're like digging in, trying to like frame by frame pick stuff out.
So we know it's going to be Cabal enemies for the most part, like, but we also know that about the expansion overall.
I just want the bosses we fight to be interesting. That's all I care about.
Yeah. Would you prefer?
What would that look like for you, Dan? Yeah.
I personally am more of a fan of, which it'll never happen, unique bosses. And it's tough because it's easier to make a character take that asset and blow it up to a larger version, and that's your boss.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to be unique.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of Sunder Doctrine from a raid race perspective, or like from a contest dungeon, even though I did like 4 or 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope it's something on the level of Warlord's Ruin, and it's like Vance Mystique. It feels like a dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really all I can hope for, you know. I would say more unique encounters, because I am understanding that whatever we fight, whether it be a Cabal enemy or not a Cabal enemy, is probably going to be something we already kind of know what to expect as far as like what it looks like. It just needed to be unique. Like, even though a lot of people around here don't like Vesper's host final boss, I do think the final boss arena is really, really unique with the whole like being able to damage like the AAA tracks and stuff.
Yeah, that's really unique.
So it's just something unique that you don't see in a lot of other dungeons. So that's
not a
what
unique
I'm hoping.
Boss though.
No,
but
I am
the arena
understanding we're not gonna. Yeah, I know we're not gonna get a unique boss. We're not. I'm not that dumb. But I hope it's just a unique encounter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and something that's cool with a really interesting mechanic. So
it's just a floating Darth Vader head.
Words. And we did.
It's a 1v1 Darth Vader. Yeah.
Darth Vader.
So you have to use this. You have to use the lightsaber.
Yeah.
The whole mechanic.
Oh,
then
man.
you pick up the relic, but the relic is a saber. Then you have to have a 1v1 with them.
You have to parry at the right times.
Listen, I'll take it. If this game adds parrying in it, game of the year.
Game of the year.
Don't bring your Elden Ring crap into my game. What are you doing? It has to be like that. I think about. I feel like the Wrath of the Machine boss though. What was his name? I can't remember. Was like maybe one of the more unique.
Bossic or Axis?
Bossic. Yeah, Bossic was really unique, and the mechanic to open up like his back and slam was also really like a fun, unique mechanic. Like I don't know. I'm trying to think of like other bosses that I really, really liked, but
I actually enjoyed Callus. I enjoyed the Callus fight, especially like going into the Shadow Realm.
Yeah,
like
are you talking like Callus?
And Leviathan.
Leviathan.
You have to go into the mind's eye and read off the stuff to them to punch the Scion.
Yeah.
That encounter's aged really well now that you think about it.
Yeah,
I think so too.
it felt very
Actually
arcadey.
really like that.
Like
Yeah.
it's an arcadey style boss,
Yeah.
which was interesting. Sure, it was like stand on plate shoot thing, but like it was
the build up to the stand on play part is actually really cool.
I think
Split
so
the
too.
team up, and then you got to give the information back.
Yeah.
I mean, he also like, I think they did him dirty in the story.
Yeah.
They really did, but because I think he also was a really interesting and entertaining character, and like a really multi-dimensional kind of like funny boss, you know. And then like you get to the end of Leviathan, and there's all these like mechanical like clones of him, and it's just like there's this whole mystery behind him, and he had his whole you know, his whole mystique and everything, and then, you know, Keitel and everything. I mean, the whole story around Callus was excellent, but
is there a lore reason why he comes back? I don't know. Just this is off the wall. Now that you mention the whole robots.
Now we're into Callus lore.
We thought he was dead and stuff.
Yeah, we're like,
someone answer that in the podcast just in the future. I'm just curious. Just answer that for me.
Where's Bife? Help us.
Yeah. Robo Callus. Yeah, it's just a flood of Robo Calluses.
Yeah, but like I don't know. I don't know that I can think of like another boss that had that much personality, like the wine, like all the purple in the raid, like you know, like he was just grandiose on this like really crazy scale, you know, like, you know, Roman bacchanalian grandiose
He's our handsome
kind
Jack,
of character.
Basically. That's what he is. He's our handsome Jack.
He was a character.
He was a character. I can't think of another.
He was a character.
I can't think of another character that is like another bad guy that feels that way. But I mean, there might be one.
Nah.
You know.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, they kind of made the Witness what Callus was. Like,
the Witness was great.
Like,
too. I agree. Yeah.
The thing of like, in the campaign we beat the emissary of Callus, and then we go and beat him in the raid, or like we're tested against him in the raid, that we just keep going all over and over and over again. The Witness kind of became that because like the lead up for the next few raids was like, oh, well, you're fighting my emissaries there, and then you had to take them on.
Right. I thought that was definitely excellent. Where Callus was like, you know, entertaining, the Witness was like terrifying, right? And intentionally so. And like I think that's partly why the final shape was so excellent, is they did such a good job with the Witness. And somebody in chat brings up orcs too, and I think that's kind of like the origination of having like an excellent villain is like when you finish and the Taken King, and then like orcs gets taken, and you're like, oh shit. Fight this guy again, you know? Like that is like a moment of all time for me.
It's an M. Night Shyamalan style twist that you do
that. Yeah, it was great. I was like, so good.
Okay, so there's one boss in Silksong. Yes, I'm bringing up Silksong.
Okay, cool.
But, there's one boss, and I was like, yes, I killed it. I'm so excited. And then, and there were two different enemies together. I was like, yes, I killed it. And then it ran off. Its friend ran off. And the one thing that my friend told me was like, did you kill the other one? I was like, no, it ran off. I only had to kill one of them. And she was like, well, it's not dead then. It's like, you're going to have to beat it again later.
Oh, no.
And it's that thing where it's like, yes, I had one fight.
Right.
Oh, wait a second. It's not over yet. I have to wait for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, is it the whole like trope that if somebody doesn't die on screen, they're probably not actually dead in storytelling too?
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't died on screen in a very long time. But yeah, so scrubbing through this a little bit here too, it looks like we get like an auto rifle in the same vein as what we do with Sweet Business. Yeah. It looks like we're getting Chewbacca's his crossbow blaster.
Yeah.
And then even at the end, the Darksaber, like that all of these tie-ins look super cool. Doesn't surprise me at all that we're getting the Darksaber, and I'm the amount of folks that are just going to be running that one all the time. Yeah. So
it's everyone who wants the all black shader.
yeah. All black shader.
It's going to be like, yes.
All black lightsaber.
Yeah.
What's the big thing about the black saber? I'm not a Star Wars person.
In Star Wars,
It
But
basically
people are, like,
heralds
freaking out.
it heralds who the next monarch of Mandalore is, right?
Oh, so it's a Mandalorian thing.
Yes. Well,
something in
okay.
Star Wars.
it is a deep Star Wars thing. Like it's been around for a while, but it ties into Mandalore lore.
Mandalore lore.
Yeah.
Mandalore.
lore. Bife,
Yep.
get on it. Madalat something Mandalorian. Something.
Every
something.
single color represents something. So like some people
Yeah.
want to go for specific ones, whether it be green or orange or gold or purple.
Like the
I'm
gold
going
ones, I
purple.
believe, are like are
You going purple?
Jedi guards and stuff like that.
The Samuel L. Jackson purple.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah!
Yeah,
I'm still waiting for Miss Samuel L. Jackson Ghost.
that's right.
It's going to be so interesting playing this with people who actually know Star Wars,
Star Wars.
because they're going to be freaking out. And I'm like, okay, can we just take a 15-minute aside so you can explain this to me? Why
I
are
was
you
gonna say,
so
I feel like they're gonna
excited?
criticize in the sense of like if they are like super deep into the Star Wars lore. They're gonna be like, if you're wearing that one, you have to do such and such, because in such and such, you have to such and such.
They call it the roles based on
Yep.
what you
Mhm.
what color lightsaber you bring to the party.
It's like that
Uh.
person who creates a basically a critical role level of backstory for their guardian.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee those
Mhm,
people
yeah.
are already figuring out what color
Oh yeah.
lightsaber
What color
would their
lightsaber
guardian have based off
For
their
their
backstory.
character. Yeah.
Yep.
Gray Fox, is this going to bring in Star Wars nerds though?
Absolutely.
You think
Otherwise,
so?
why else would they do a Star Wars collab?
Fair enough.
I don't know. I mean, I guess they hope so, but
Yeah. I
I think Star Wars will always make money for someone,
Yeah.
and it'll bring someone back.
I think you get the Destiny fans who are diehard Star Wars fans
Yes.
will come back for this.
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
that
And there's
that
a
is
lot
a
of them.
given. Yes, there's a
There's a
lot
lot.
of them because like we all like sci-fi. I'm a little burnt out on Star Wars, but like I can acknowledge that like it is a foundation for my love for sci-fi, and it is also a something that I have a complicated relationship with now. but like it was made for children. Originally made for children, so I don't really have that much writing on it. I do need to watch Andor. I've heard nothing but
Oh
good
my
things
God,
about that.
You
But-
do. Have you
Yeah.
not? Have you not watched Andor? Oh my god.
Dude,
I haven't
I
watched
don't-
it either. You're not alone.
I don't have
Okay.
Disney Plus. I'm not
Nice.
giving them my money.
That's fair.
I
That's
am
absolutely
a
fair.
surface level Star Wars fan, so like a lot of the extended universe doesn't. I just
Mhm.
have no connection. I've seen the 9 movies and that's it, and I've played
Mhm.
a fair amount of the games. But like, someone asked me how excited was I for Star Wars, and I was like 2.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm. Yeah, that's
if
fair.
I care for Star Wars, I generally will play like I played the Force Awakens games, or Force Unleashed. I played the Jedi Survival ones, but like I know a lot about them because I've watched all the movies and I've played a lot of the games. And I've maybe read one of the books,
Mhm.
but like I have people in my community who are diehard Star Wars fans, and they are like sub level knowledge of it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
eh.
Yeah.
Before they got rid of everything extended universe.
That kind of ruined it for me because I did know a lot.
Yeah.
And then they took a lot of it away. So like I don't care. I didn't care to relearn what was
in
canon or not.
in 4th grade, I had it was like a Star Wars encyclopedia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. and it had like I remember this.
Pretty sure I had that too.
Yeah, it had a TIE fighter on the front of it. It was kind of like this weird red color. And I would spend hours just kind of like going through it because it had pictures, it had references and everything. I was deep into it when I was in like 4th or 5th grade. And like I carried that around with me and I would stick it on my desk, and I felt like the coolest kid in school that I had that thing. And
Amazing.
like that's how deep lore I got into it. And then and then they threw it all away. So like, why should I care?
So, I was really mad when they did that to The Force Unleashed because I really enjoyed those games, and at the time they were canon. And I think after they scrapped that, because I had gotten so invested with those games and how they had the whole Darth Vader takes out or wipes an entire civilization on a planet, finds his little boy there, and raises him up to be Star Killer to like be his like accomplice. And that story was really cool. And then, like, as he grows up, he turns on Darth Vader. And then they're like, you know what? All this doesn't matter anymore. And I'm like, this is the only, like, non-movie stuff that I started getting really invested in. And like, I'm learning all this stuff. I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to reinvest my time.
Briggs in chat brings up Shadows of the Empire. And I was like, I read that. I read that cover to cover, dude. Like, that was a sick
Knights
story.
of the Old Republic?
Man.
So I watched New Hope for the first time in like 25 years this week.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. To prepare for the Renegades expansion?
I was just wondering why people were all excited and stuff.
What'd you learn?
Oh, gosh.
Because starting with New Hope is interesting. Because it's the beginning. It is a full beginning of all of it, so
yeah.
Hold on. Let me see. I had this very specific monologue going the entire time, and I wrote it down. So, yeah, I can't find it. We can come back to it.
All right, sounds good. After all the news this week, I think it was after the dungeon announcement, we also received the Dev Insight weapon tuning preview. With a shit ton of changes.
Yep.
Coming across the sandbox with Renegades.
It.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so this was with my bestie QWERTY, right? Because she's the one that was like, "Here, you should watch it. This is the one you need to watch." And I was like, is Star Wars a whole lot of don't ask, don't tell?
About that.
She's like, I never thought about it. And I'm like, it's like, yo, Luke, Leia, you guys are siblings. Your dad turned into a baddie after turning to the dark side. Luke, don't do that. I separated you guys at birth so he would never find you. By the way, he has no idea you exist, and you killed your mom coming out. But we're going with she lost the will to live. Because she was a shit mom. By the way, since nobody actually asked, this planet is called Tatooine. These droids should know where the fuck they are because they were there decades ago. So yeah, that's about it. I have to go battle with Father of the Year, where I am fated to die because of course I am. P.S. Leia, think long and hard about getting with Han. There's a good chance your baby boy gonna turn evil.
Wait, that's all from New Hope that you wrote?
No, that's all that I ended up coming out of New Hope with.
Oh.
My thought. So.
Bravo.
Did you know that they changed? Well, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure originally Luke and Leia weren't siblings and they were going to be romantic interests.
Oh, they rewrote that? Interesting. Didn't know that.
I could be this could have been something that was supposed to happen.
That could have been a video that you saw somewhere else.
I don't know. It could have been on another website, but I could have swore when I was younger, they were supposed to be like lovers. And then they were like, this isn't working. Let's just put her with Han. I could be wrong though. Or maybe I was 13 on a different website.
Dan.
No.
All right, so about that Devon site.
Yeah.
Oh.
So tell us about the changes to ammo
Yeah.
upcoming for Renegades.
Destiny 2.
Asefa is asking you what website, by the way. You can answer in chat. Yeah. So
I don't think I can put that website in chat. I'm sorry. I will not put that website in chat. Not under my account.
But under Epic Dan 23.
Yeah.
So what were some of the big changes that like stuck out from the sandbox preview for Renegades?
For me, it's the ammo economy.
Yeah.
I know we were talking about the weapon, but the ammo economy. The big thing is scouts, ammo scouts returning. Is going to be huge as far as I can tell. Personally, I've having done all the raids recently with Tidley, I've felt personally that the ammo economy is fairly decent.
Mm-hmm.
Just from a moment to moment of me kind of running double specials and like a heavy. It seems the ammo right now is very, very solid. And it's going to be interesting adding back in scouts, because now the scouts are tied to like that little special ammo meter. So when that triggers, it's triggering for you and everyone. And I know they're nerfing. We talked a little bit about it. I know they're nerfing Mint, but like it's going to be interesting how the heavy and the special economy is going to be affected now that we have scouts, because some weapons obviously can generate ammo really quickly, and I wouldn't be surprised if after like a week or two before the end of the year, the scout mod gets nerfed. And I hate calling about nerfs right now, but it's just really I would have been more okay with scout mods coming back before like right at the beginning of Edge of Fate, maybe before the special meters and stuff really got dialed in. So I hope they don't touch it, but I wouldn't be surprised if we just see a sea of special and heavy all the time now.
Yeah.
Or like certain weapons becoming meta because we can now manipulate damage phases. I know some people talked about it, just manipulating damage phases because of so much ammo on the ground with like a shoot to loot weapon. So that was like the big thing for me, was like special.
Yep.
A lot of
And
the archetypes
retrograde,
and the mint nerf, like a lot of the weapon archetypes, I personally like. I've learned to just wait until we actually get our hands on it before assuming like a number on a piece of paper is more than what it is or less than what it is.
Yeah.
So like all of the weapon channel, I'm like, okay, I have a few weapons I might want to look at and see if it's worth messing around with, but none of them. None of the weapons, exotics are different, but none of the weapon archetypes stood out to me as like, okay, this is going to break the meta or change the meta. And even Mint, I know people were complaining about Mint being too strong. I think this doesn't affect Mint as much as some people make it out to be, because like, what's the point of lowering the amount of ammo you hold with it and then give us scout mods that are going to make all of that be even more like
it compensates for the having less ammo. It was really funny when the Dev Insight article dropped, because me and Dan were in the middle of doing a raid, and the article came out and literally everyone stopped.
Let's pick this apart real quick.
We were on the bars in Desert Perpetual.
We wiped because of that.
And we literally like, oh my god, they're nerfing Mint Retrograde. And then somebody else is like, they're not nerfing Mint Retrograde enough. Look at the ammo changes. And everyone was like,
that's what I said. Look at the ammo changes. This isn't nothing. Oh my god.
Nothing. And guys, we're still in this encounter. But it was, and everyone was like, Mint Retrograde this, special ammo that. And it was, we wiped. It was too exciting. The article was too exciting for our team. Yep. So if that tells you it's kind of like the main takeaways, that's what our fighter team's main takeaway.
Yeah, because I feel like the last couple of weeks in these runs, we have been talking about what were they going to do to Mint Retrograde, Whether they're going to do anything, whether they're going to lower the damage, whether they're going to do the ammo, whether they're going to do both. This was before we knew that they were bringing back scout mods. And I think myself and people said, okay, if they're going to do anything, it's probably just going to be the ammo economy. Like the ammo isn't, you don't get a lot of ammo with it, but you get plenty for like a damage phase.
Yes.
Especially because most people are using rewind rounds. You can pretty much damage for a fair amount of time. And it's a no-brainer perk to have plenty of ammo, like having to fire forever. So I didn't think they were going to do both. I kind of felt it would probably make more sense for them to lower the damage. But I guess they chose the other thing. I think it's probably a smarter choice to have lowered the damage to compensate for like bait and switch, to compensate for elemental honing, because no one's using Mint Retrograde without like a damage perk. And the weapon's already really strong. That becomes much stronger with a damage perk on top of it. So it made more sense to just, lower the damage and make it like better, like overall sustained damage or something, instead of being like a really high burst and having a lot of ammo, because it's special. It's not a heavy weapon.
Right.
So I don't think I'm still using it. It reminded me of Mountaintop. If you played when Mountaintop was like broken, and people used to complain about Mountaintop Anarchy. If I'm not mistaken, one of the first nerfs to Mountaintop was ammo. Also Anarchy. It was ammo. No one stopped using Mountaintop because it's still one shot all orange bars and below.
Right.
And we just ran special finisher to compensate for the ammo.
People are just going to adjust around the ammo nerf, and with the scouts, it's going to make it all that much easier.
Yep.
Exactly.
And then they lowered the damage, and it was still really good. So
still
it
really
wasn't
strong.
like busted, but it was still one of the best of the slides, and it wasn't kind of put away until they made it where you basically couldn't hit anything if you were an inch off the ground. And that's when it became like, okay, I can't use it anymore because my play style of me jumping in the air and shooting it. Okay, that makes sense. Now I won't use it as much.
Yeah.
So Mint is probably just to prepare people, will probably still be really good. And it probably is now about to go through a couple of cycles of tweaks, nerfs, and like pulling it back, reining it back in. Because unfortunately, it's on that slot is locked into Mint.
It's very, very
and
strong.
I don't think they like that because they can't pull out other stuff because it ain't Mint.
Yep.
So if anyone was worried about Mint being not useful, just put on a scout mod. There you go.
Not useful. There's one more thing that I wanted to pull out of the article that was interesting, and it's the still hunt buff.
Yeah. I was just looking at that.
Yeah. I think that was the other super meaty change. At least just looking at the numbers without getting your hands on the changes.
Yeah.
So the still hunt is getting a buff. The golden gun damage while using Celestial Nighthawk is getting buffed by 40%. Which is crazy, right? So it had one of our teammates be like, I'm a hunter main again. Pull out my hunter for the contest dungeon, right? So but it is a big enough buff that it really could impact like fire team selection for the contest dungeon. I really think so.
I'm definitely having you prepared. The only reason you wouldn't use it, my only worry is if it's like a moving boss. Like if it was like if it's Cabal. So if it's anything static, you're gonna see everyone running still hunters.
Still hunter. So I guess we'll have to see, but that is a really big change, and it's interesting because I feel like Titans have really had. Well, I mean, they've been really strong for a really long time.
Are you saying Titan dominance is about to get pulled back some?
No, I don't think so. But I do think this means that Hunter boss damage is going to be more viable.
Yeah.
And I think that instead of seeing teams of just full Titans with like one random warlock.
Hunters can do things now.
It makes sense.
Be
like
part
still
of society.
Still Hunt really is integrated very, very well in sort of the glass cannon archetype of the hunter class. So I think that's I'm really happy they're buffing it. I really hope it makes people be able to pick up their hunters and feel the utility.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you the people at home listening want to tell us what your favorite thing from the Dev Insight video is, make sure to get in the comments or ask a question here in chat, and we can talk about that in the question sections of the podcast. Moving from there, okay, I think, we're going to talk about the Renegades content calendar, because there were a few things in there that I think like are pretty interesting, and then we'll wrap this news section up with talk about the Vanguard. What is it? The Vanguard alarms or alerts?
Vanguard alerts.
Yes, the Vanguard alerts, which were also talked about.
Ops.
So, in this, I felt this article was really interesting. It highlights a type of roadmap. It shows where we've been since Edge of Fate, and then what we're getting starting with Renegade's launch on the 2nd, and then a week later we're going to be getting an update that adds even more things into our weekly workflow again. It seems like they're wanting to make weekly events, weekly modifiers, and bringing the fire team back together a major portion of this expansion. I just thought what was interesting. They said, as we prepare for Destiny 2 Update 9.5.0 in December, we'd like to take a moment to reflect on some learnings from Destiny 2 Update 9.0.0 and 9.1.0 before shifting focus to our new upcoming content. And if somebody can capture all the questions that we've been getting and put them in the document, that would be wonderful, please.
I will do that.
Starting with Edge of Fate, the Edge of Fate, we presented a different version of the future of Destiny 2's core game. One intended to refocus our releases and player call to action on a familiar but deeper pursuit of power and ascending to higher tiers of gear across a wider range of activities supporting customizable challenge and commensurate rewards. Very quickly, the feedback made it clear that this was the wrong path for Destiny. Even if our execution had been perfect, and we see plainly that it was not, it is clear that grinding power will never be a substitute for earning a trophy. Climbing through throwaway tiers en route to the gear that you want to build around isn't aspirational, and the portal itself surrenders too much of Destiny's feeling of place and exploration. These lessons, and many others besides them, have been taken to heart by our team over the last 3 months. From 9.0.0 on through 9.1.5, our focus across the entire team has been response to player feedback, starting with the fastest changes and working through the more challenging ones. Our focus was on faster, better rewards, more player agency and activity choice, and removing barriers to playing with friends. In update 9.5.0 and 9.5.0.1, which launches on December 9th, we have continued to apply lessons from learned to Renegades and the core game. Some of these changes address longer-term feedback items, while others are continued iteration on feedback items from the Edge of Fate. So wider access to power progression, especially in expansion content, so players will be able to reach the power cap directly from the Renegades activities if they wish. Seasonal power and featured gear carrying across seasons, so all exotic weapons and armor are now featured. Additionally, they're moving power catch-up from a chest needing manual pickup to organic drops. So you sign in, you play Renegades, you catapult to 300 power, and play with your friends. Vault capacity and upgrades to ease collection pressure. We have increased vault capacity by an additional 300 slots, up to 1,000, and they're working on more. In addition, the vault now has a revamped filtering system to help find the things that you're looking for faster. So they revamped that. Our universal exotic armor ornaments. So not only do you have things for your specific exotic gauntlets is the example that they use here, showing Aeon Swift armor cosmetics. But you're also able to put any arm ornament from any exotic on there as a cosmetic thing. That's a huge thing for those that are fashion minded. Numerous sandbox buffs. We talked a little bit about that. They're reintroducing weekly objectives to support the weekly rituals. And with that, we will go into the TWID to talk about Vanguard alerts. Before we move on into that, how does all of this sound to folks? Like, what are your big takeaways? How are you guys feeling?
Those are the kind of changes that can make positive response valid.
Mm-hmm.
I think the exotic ornaments system, it being finally introduced, is just something that I cannot see anyone saying a negative thing about. And it being like true. Like that's something that is instantly going to make someone probably be wanting to pick up Renegades.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the kind of change that the community wants to see for moving the game forward as far as like updates. So even when I read that, I was like, okay, I'm intrigued. If you're introducing things like that, that feels, I hate to use the word revolutionary, but that feels like a revolutionary type of change that we haven't seen in a long time. Like, okay, that is something that I thought we would never be able to say, is that I can put kind of anything I want on it. One thing I did notice is that it unfortunately will have a side effect that it will make people spend more money in the store.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the image, at the couple images, all of the ornaments that you have an option of, none of them are the base exotic looks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only going to be the ones that
are purchasable,
are like extra purchasable. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like if you are someone who loves Ash and Wake, the big ugly arms, you can finally be able to change them to something else. But if someone for some reason doesn't have a lot of exotic ornaments, you're out of luck unless you choose to spend Bright Dust. Right. But this is one of the few things that I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with that. If someone wants to spend a little bit of silver and then that's their only exotic arms for the rest of their life in this game, cool. And the vault space thing being like 100? No, how about 300?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like, we're gonna get
Because for a while they said that they couldn't make any more vault space. They struggled to add 600. They struggled to go from 600 to 700. So out of nowhere, giving us 300 and then saying we are going to increase it even more, or at least we plan on it.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Cool. That's a W right there for me.
I also like the design and the layout for the vault and how we're able to filter things through there. Like we can filter it by tier, rarity, power, which slot it's in. We can also, which slot is what we normally do now. But you can also go from highest to lowest on that new revamped look. So that looks cool. One thing to note, the armors will continue to show their base aesthetic in PvP activities so as to avoid confusion in combat. So you're not going to be getting away.
That's such a weird thing though. Like,
yeah,
I understand maybe I'm not a big PvP player.
Yeah.
But I'm never fighting in PvP being like, yo, you see those exotic arms they got on? They're about to do, it's like, if you play the game enough, you kind of know if somebody's using a subclass, they're using 1 to 4 different options.
But it also makes it easier for you. Like, I'm trying to think of like maybe Trials players here. Like, it makes it easier for them to be like, okay, this is what they're running from like a base look. And if you're able to guard that from for any reason, like,
yeah, I can see that.
That could make the math a little bit harder.
They just pull out and they pull out their ghost and they just look at all the characters anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. So, and then they're also shown the gear.
And they're shown the gear.
They're shown the gear in the opening animation. So.
Yeah. If I couldn't see another character in PvP, maybe I would understand it more.
Yeah.
but I'm so used to just opening up my like roster and then just hovering over them while I'm
checking
to play anyway. That's the only reason I feel that way.
Yeah.
I understand the validity around it, but I'm just so I'm so used to doing other avenues to checking that this just seems like I get it, but I'm like, okay, I guess I don't know. I'm weird then.
I think probably the best part of this article is Bungie like being like, hey, you know what? Like, we had this vision for this thing. We thought it was going to be the way, and you guys clearly didn't like it. So here's like,
yeah, they definitely fell on their sword.
Yeah,
I think my favorite part was when they said the portal surrenders too much of Destiny's feeling of place and exploration. Like that's a really big sentence, and it's really accurate because part of the reason that Destiny is magical and fun is it's like basically being a space adventure, right? And you're traveling to different planets and, exploring and meeting characters, right? Putting everything through this UI that feels like you're accessing like a mobile app, like really distances your player experience from that sense of wonder and exploration, which is at the core of the experience and what makes the game great. And I understand we've talked the Portal to death, right, on the podcast, and I understand their intentions. But I thought that was a really powerful sentence and one that I really definitely agree with. I was talking to my husband about this, and he was like, they shouldn't be nerfing things at this point. They should be offering everybody a blowjob and a puppy to play the game. Like, they should be giving them like
Donnie
literally
special.
They should be literally giving everybody what they want at this point. Like, why are they taking things away from players? They should be giving them everything that they want to get them to play. And I kind of feel like the 300 vault space feels like that, What it feels like.
You made such a great point, Tilly, and Dan just decided to blow it up.
I'm sorry.
Yep. Yep.
All right, let's talk about Vault Alerts.
Okay.
So
Google it, Matt. If you're curious what the Donnie special is, just Google it, man. That's all we'll say.
Look up Donnie and Bubba, and then you'll find out. In the TWID, they go into more detail about what Vanguard alerts are. So they say engagement team here with a new feature aimed at reigniting a Destiny 2 ritual. Say hello to Vanguard alerts coming in week 2 of Renegades. Vanguard alerts allow you and your fire team to complete a range of activities available to players at all skill levels for rewards that will help you progress in the game. Activities include different playlists, our new Grandmaster Vanguard alert, and the Desert Perpetual raid, as well as upcoming Renegades dungeons, or the Renegades dungeon. Vanguard alerts should feel similar to the Vanguard Ops playlist and Grandmaster Nightfalls of old. The goal was to bring back the feeling of logging into Destiny 2 for the week and immediately knowing what activities to start with to get you and your fire team that good loot, giving you an opportunity to have fun while building up to harder difficulties. The activity. To complete Vanguard alerts, open the seasonal hub and go to the new Vanguard alerts tab. You can view the playlists and activities for the week, see the rewards, and view the activity challenges. They rotate weekly, so every week should feel like a new challenge is waiting for you and your friends. Vanguard alert, Arena Vanguard alert, and Crucible. These playlists contain a set of activities, including the new 6-player PvE Arena Ops that are fast, uncomplicated to complete, and have preset modifiers. These are best for players that just want to relax and play some PvE while still earning great rewards. The Grandmaster Vanguard alert. These are more difficult activities where you and your fire team can test your mettle and your newly acquired rewards and power level. Rotating weekly Grandmaster Vanguard alerts should take slightly longer and offer greater rewards for your time and effort, as they are harder than the usual Grandmaster difficulty you find elsewhere in the portal. Think of them as Grandmaster Nightfalls of old. Dungeon and raid.
Call them TMs then.
Yeah.
Why
Just call them GMs.
Just call 'em GMs.
No. They want to make a new version of GMs without the old connection.
Yep.
I think
But
the
then we're
idea
gonna
of
boot it up. It's gonna be
GMs
just GM.
is like, okay, well, it'll confuse people now because GMs are supposed to be the conquest or something. Like, it's just so
Convoluted.
messy right now
Yeah.
Yep.
to just call them old Grandmaster Nightfalls. It's so messy.
Yeah.
And it's a difficulty. So it's like, how do we call
they have
them
to change something.
Grandmasters?
They have to change the branding on something. Yeah.
Now, and GM is now a difficulty. It's not.
Yeah, GMs are a difficulty now, and we are all used to. Is it going to be more comparable to Ultimate now, like this difficulty, or that's what I'm curious about? Because Grandmaster as a difficulty isn't nearly as difficult as it once was.
Yeah.
So I'm curious if they're going to connect it more to Ultimate,
or if it's its own set difficulty.
Its own set difficulty. Am I gonna have to use the portal to pick my modifiers? Is it just gonna be set and forget, or like the weekly choices?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what I'm interested.
Can use something other than new gear.
Yeah, on this one they have this. On this one they have the sunless cell. On the little tooltip, it says 10 to 15 minutes for this Grandmaster Vanguard alert. So I don't know. Like if it's going to be harder or not, or if it's just something like that's what they give you, but then you get smacked in the mouth, like Aura would say.
A 15-minute Grandmaster means because like the old GMs were like what 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah,
I know we could at the end of GM's life cycle we were speed running them, but like,
because we were power crept to hell.
They got very easy.
Yeah, they were expected to be done in like 30 minutes to 45 minutes because that's when like the revive tokens went away. So everyone just assumed.
Yeah.
A lot of people seemed really excited. I just saw some people on social be like, "GMs are back! Woo!" I'm like cautiously optimistic.
Wait.
Wait.
Yeah,
I'm like,
wait.
We don't even know what this is
ruin
yet.
It.
Like until we see it in game, this might be worse than Conquest for all we know. So
we don't know.
Just wait and see.
Yeah.
You know.
But I have to say that a lot of so the news is dire. The 2 news articles that came out are pretty bad, but like all of the updates that came out this week, actually even the last that came out within like the same day or two, like are all really promising. I think.
Yeah.
I think Renegades is really really promising.
Would you say that there's any connection to that, like? Because there's some people that feel that like it being so dire, is them doing all this really good to really great changes are almost in response.
Yes,
to this.
I definitely think it's connected.
Yeah,
I think that they have. I think they have their feet to the fire and they're like really motivated, and I think that's what we're seeing. Yeah, I agree.
Like they have to make Renegades work, and it has to work. Yes.
Oh yeah, I just don't think they released it.
No. I don't think that they released it.
I was like,
then,
I don't think they did it because that.
I was saying like, more in the sense of like all this stuff that we're like, ooh, that
looks good. Oh,
and then like you see all this bad news come out, you're like, huh, this makes sense that like all this really dire information that's being released, not in connection with this, like, okay, if we're getting this information, obviously the developers and folks inside the studio
have had the information,
have had this information for months, and they are feet to the fire, needing to like push out things very quickly to not compensate, but and react to it. Like, we got to get some good stuff, some good press. We got to get some really interesting things happening in Renegades. We need Renegades to really smack and change stuff because Edge of Fate wasn't what we liked, and we cannot let this be how we go out.
That seems like the modus operandi since Justin Truman took over as the head. It's like they're like, okay, we got to start turning this thing.
And Destiny has historically, we all know this, done its best work when it's like got almost like one foot in the grave, basically.
But I hate that, man. Like,
and it sucks.
I
hate that it always has to get to that point because like we get some good faith, we get some good momentum, we lose it.
Yeah.
And then we start gaining it back. And like after this long, we all feel like we should have some sort of like foundational momentum at all times. And maybe under Truman, maybe he can make that change. It's just always interesting that, like, why can this been stuff going into Edge of Fate versus, you know, having to go through that 6 months of not the best stuff.
Extra Burnt in chat a while ago said we're going to be spending the next year getting back to where we were in Destiny 2. And that's
I said that a few months ago. I said, like, we're spending all of Edge of Fate rolling back Edge of Fate to then start working on the future. And that doesn't excite me because the developer is spending time working on July content instead of focusing on May of 2026.
Yeah.
So if May comes and whatever the next expansion is sucks because they were crunching, you know, October, November, December working on old content and fixing it when they could have been spending that time working on whatever the next expansion is. It's just unfortunate. We can't keep the momentum going. So.
Moving from there, Dungeon Raid, we included dungeons and raids and Vanguard alerts to give you easy access to these activities. The Renegades Dungeon and the Desert Perpetual Raid have weekly challenges that grant rewards for their correspondent reward pools. The rewards, we want Vanguard's alerts to be a place where you start your week in Destiny 2. So its rewards have been designed to accommodate that. Each week, the Vanguard, Arena Ops, and Crucible alerts will offer a multi-stage challenge with rewards and XP granted for each stage completed. The weapons you earn from completing each stage will be tier 3 or above based on your account power, and among the highest power drops you can earn in Destiny 2. On top of that, they are primary source for seasonal weapons featuring the Accelerated Assault Origin trait, which loads a small amount of ammo to the weapon after dealing sustained damage.
Nice.
Crucible alerts will offer Crucible weapons specifically. Additionally, once each week, you can earn the following bonus rewards for completing the first stage of each alert category. So for the Vanguard alert, you get 50 chronologs. Arena Ops, you get 50 Bright Dust. And for Crucible Ops, or Crucible alert, you get 50 Bright Dust. You can repeat the playlist activities and receive regular rewards based on score with a random chance of getting another seasonal weapon with the extra origin trait. Completing Grandmaster Vanguard alerts, I'm just going to start calling them GVAs, with a grade B or higher will reward one pinnacle weapon with the Accelerated Assault Origin trait and bonus XP. Completing the Desert Perpetual Raid and Renegades Dungeon weekly challenge grants a seasonal bonus powerful gear reward from either activity. They say, what's next? We're working on further improvements for the Vanguard alerts that we will share as soon as possible. In the meantime, we want to share that we are looking into adding legacy content, including raids and dungeons, to the weekly rotation and finding a permanent location for Vanguard alerts in the portal, as well as expanding the activity and reward offerings in a future update. The version launching in the next few weeks is a foundation that we want your help to determine what to build up next. So use hashtag Vanguard Alerts on Twitter, X, and Blue Sky to share your thoughts on the following. Legacy activities that you would like to see included in Vanguard Alerts. What activities do you miss and would like to run again with your fire teams? Where would you expect to find Vanguard Alerts in the portal? We understand the seasonal home isn't the most convenient, and we want them to be easy to access. We look forward to hearing about Vanguard Alerts. So why don't we answer those two questions, I think, at this portion here, like as a group. So
what we want and all that.
So what legacy activities would you like to see included in Vanguard Alerts? And what activities do you miss and would like to run again with your fire teams? And what do you expect to find Vanguard? Where do you expect to find them in the portal? So maybe what legacy activities you want to see, and then where would you want to see it in the portal?
I find it interesting because, like, when I first read this, some of the stuff I initially leaned into was in the DCV. So it's like,
yeah,
well, you can't find that content anyway, can you? So, like, I did also find it really interesting that they are vocally asking the community on an open platform to tell us what you want to have in the game.
Yeah.
which was very interesting in the sense of like they know what the community wants, but they, at the same time, it seems that they don't know what the community wants.
They need something to focus.
Yes.
They need.
Yeah.
They need something specific to focus. Because, like, if I was waiting to see, I haven't checked the hashtag. But I was like, I'm gonna wait a few days. I'm gonna check the hashtag and see like what people probably responded with.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I was going to see how much of it is a part of that part of the DCV that can't be pulled out. Wrath, for Red War, Forsaken stuff, any of the DCV raids, because it's interesting that they asked that. And if they had a list of 10 things, how many of those 10 things are stuff that they just cannot access? Menagerie. People talk about Menagerie all the time. They want that back. And it's
One of them's Niobe Labs that I'm seeing.
Niobe Lab, all that stuff. I do wonder if maybe they would want to take time off and then just rebuild all that stuff and bring it back. I don't know if that's even a probable thing. Because what if like they put that out and everyone just says, "Give me just Menagerie, give me just Leviathan, nothing else. I don't want anything else in the DCV. Give me those 2 pieces of product." And they're like, "Well, see, the thing is, you read that post about the lawsuit. You know we don't got that."
We don't got that for you. We can't even get that when we have lawyers telling us to get that.
Yeah.
Judges.
So I'm like, what can I tell them I want?
It's something that's not sunset, right? It has to be.
Yeah.
Like you can't choose to. You can't be like, I want Wrath of the Machine. I want Sunsetted Strikes. I want Menagerie. Like none of that is going to be possible.
So that's where I think you start with. For me, what would be obvious?
What's obvious?
Would be the last raid in the last dungeon, like Sunder Doctrine would need to come back.
As a focus for like.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
Like because those were just from the last DLC that we had.
Yeah.
Like people paid for the final
shape.
shape.
The easiest thing. Yeah, it's probably the easiest thing just to start backtracking from the most recent content down.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That would make the most sense to me. I'm seeing
that people still can purchase.
Yeah. I'm seeing people putting like Sundial, Catch Crash, Menagerie. I don't think that stuff makes it back in. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like most of the stuff people want, like Sundial was great, Menagerie was great, but it seems like all that stuff is DCV stuff that cannot be accessed.
Yeah.
Possibly.
For some reason or something. It's like I was surprised when when the list showed like Catch Crash and Astro Alignment. I was like, I haven't played Astro Alignment in like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, man.
So maybe?
Yeah.
I think the easiest thing as well, if they could pull anything out from the DCV, is probably just the strikes. If I had to answer anything, it's just a strike playlist. Because there's a lot of strikes that obviously would need to get tuned greatly, because back then, all it took was one Warcliffe coil shot to kill some of the bosses. But now, there's a lot of people that had no chance of experiencing fighting like Zol.
Oh, that's right.
Trier probabilities, even though that boss is now in Heliostat, but like all those old strikes, I don't want to say it's an easy thing to pull back, but it's probably the thing that instantly makes the most like change. Yeah, because like the strikes there's a lot of story in those strikes that have been lost to time, and if they can't do the raids, if they can't do some of the dungeons, or I guess specifically the raids, it makes the most sense to just pull back the strikes, if anything else.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sammy and Tiddly, what about you guys? What would you like to see?
I would like to see kind of what we've been talking about with raids and dungeons having loot that matters, I guess. So having them focus, like the focus. Like not even vaulted content, like that's aspirational, right? But like just being able to go back and play older raids and have the like, have the.
Do you just want them to have tiers?
Yeah, just give me tiered loot from dungeons and raids, and I would be super happy. I don't even need vaulted raids or dungeons. I just want to be able to do like Vault of Glass with my friends and get drops that I don't even care. Just give me one pinnacle drop. Just give me and give me tier 5 loot, and then like I'm good. Like I don't need.
Would you take the loot if it? Because I'm always interested. Would you take the loot, Tiddly, if it was tiered?
Yes,
but had no set bonuses. That seems to be like the main thing. The tiers they just have.
Yeah, I don't even care. I'm more interested in. I think I'm more interested in the weapons and the armor, and the you know for like being tiered. But yeah, I don't even care about set bonuses.
I had a guy this morning. I had a guy this morning. He was like, because we didn't do raids today. I worked on some stuff instead. For helps, and he's like, I've never done raid content. I was like, oh, that sucks, man. Like, why is that? And he's like, well, I had bad experience, and so I never like got around to it, or I'd hop in and like I'd get yelled at for like by the people.
That's crazy.
And so I was like, and part of it was like, also like I don't have the gumption to do any raids or anything or learn that stuff because it doesn't matter anymore. Like, so we've been saying it for months is like they need to make that matter so that people will want to keep running that stuff.
They have great content in the game that no one wants to play because there's no reason to. Like why? Yeah, you know.
Didn't they open it up so that like they increase the chances of all the exotic drops in older raids?
Yeah, but
not too long ago?
Exotic it's even though it's an exotic. It unfortunately is not enough to appeal to majority of the community.
Yeah.
It's not enough.
Yeah.
Which is wild because it's an exotic, but like, I don't think Tiddly's really wanted to hop into one of the old raids just to get an exotic she's missing, if she was missing one. It's like
there's also paths to get them, like the exotics other than that too. So it's like I don't know. That wouldn't be enough. I'm playing them anyway, but it's just I feel like it would be more attractive to the player base, and it's like it's really unfortunate.
Yeah. So. Sammy, what about you, friend?
I'll be real. I don't even really know. The portal is so weird to navigate as far as where they would put them. It is so weird to navigate with things all spread in different categories. You have to click 4 or 5 times to find one activity you're looking for. It is hard to say where exactly it would be. So like, are we no longer getting dungeon lairs? Because you have to click like 7 times to go find a dungeon lair and then remember which one is a dungeon lair.
Yeah.
Things like that. So I want to say having it on the once you open portal right away. But then again, I want to say that about just like every single activity. Like that's where I want to click the exotic missions. That's where I want to click all the raids. Like I want it to be on the first page, but then there's too many. So I don't know. It's just right now it's really clunky. I don't know what to do with it.
So one place
I don't know what activity.
One place that I can think to put that in there. So they have this little scroller down in the bottom right hand corner of the portal. That it like right now it's Call to Arms, Proving Grounds, Reclaim Fallen Bunker. It's just all the stuff that can give you rewards pretty quickly. Like I don't personally use that as a player. Do any of you guys use that as a player?
Nah.
Okay. So if the Vanguard alert stuff lived in that corner, would anybody have qualms with it?
I mean,
I'm gonna be honest. They might as well just put it back to that one tab where it's just Vanguard. Anything Vanguard is just I click Vanguard. Like I know it's not in the portal, but like if I wanted, like Sammy said, if I wanted to do something, if I wanted to do something Vanguard based, I knew to click that tab, Vanguard. Like it's. I remember when we had 16s on that screen, then they tried to go down to 2. It's like some things are better on the old system. Like this would make more sense if it was just going to be underneath the Vanguard Ops tab.
Yeah,
and anything Ops is just there. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough to navigate the portal, and as they add more of these systems, it's going to get even worse. I don't know.
Yeah.
Especially for a new player. Like, if someone like Sammy and myself struggles to figure out where certain things is at times, can you imagine a new player coming back in Renegades and being like, where do I go for this with all these mobile screens?
Yeah.
Or we're just too old.
I'm
maybe we're just too old.
Maybe we're
washed.
Kids these days.
I am washed.
We should just let them go around going 6'7", like
6'7".
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means.
Nobody like
okay.
it's not supposed
That's
to mean
the point.
anything, buddy.
But now that the boomers know, it's they're not going to do it anymore.
It's supposed to
it's become too widely known now.
It's supposed to freak out the norms. My nephew and my niece, when I went and dropped off stuff for them from our trip, they started doing it, and my brother was like, "No, you stop!" And I was like, "That's what they're wanting.
That's what they want. Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Feed them.
No. Good old days. But yeah, that's I'm looking through here to see if we missed anything really. That
was like the big things.
Yeah, those were the big things.
Yeah.
The Bungie Bounty for Good comes back on tomorrow on the 17th, starting at 12 p.m. Pacific, so 3 p.m. Eastern. So you can check that out, I believe, on their channel, on the Bungie Foundation Twitch channel. Bungie. But yeah, I believe that's all the news fit to print. We covered a lot of ground today.
That was a lot. That was very efficient.
That was a lot.
Good job. Yeah.
They do have upcoming events at the end of that article. We have the Dawning coming in December. We have Arms Week in January, Guardian Games in March, Call to Arms mid-season in April, Iron Banner TBD, and Heavy Metal TBD. So we know that those things are coming around the corner.
That's a long time.
Yeah. So that is all the news fit to print, kids. So let's get into audience questions. Let's start with the first one that we received today from Cryo Phoenix, asking, with the changes in ammo economy and several changes to weapons overall, do you think Bungie is attempting to shift the current meta back towards weapons more so than abilities?
I see it more as being supplemented instead of replacing. They would have to do all that while nerfing our ability uptime, because the Steel Hunt one, Retrograde one, all that, all people are going to do is just tie that into their ability spam stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, some people feel that Prismatic was the worst thing that happened to the game because of just all the ability uptime we get now.
Those people are wrong.
Yeah.
I have no issue with
kidding.
one way or the other. I just, there's been a couple years of, like, ever since Witchqueen, I think, the ability uptime has just gotten higher and higher and higher.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I mean, I think weapons having the focus is good, but the ability cat is out of the bag at this point.
Yeah.
And
I don't
unfortunately,
think that changes are going to be sufficient.
You can't put that back in the box at this point.
No.
It's just,
if you ever tried to put a cat in a bag, it's hard.
Titans are just popping out barricades now.
Yeah. I think it's a really insightful question, but I agree with Dan. I think that there would have to be a lot more in order to shift it back. And and I think it really speaks to kind of where we are, that a lot of the exotic choices and a lot of the weapon choices that people are making right now are really just super generation choices.
Yep.
Versus actual damage, weapon damage choices. Granted, there's min-maxing, but it's still I think we've shifted very, very far over in the abilities supers area. I think it would take a lot more to shift it back, which is kind of unfortunate because I think if that's the case, then it means whatever exotic is going to get you the most super gen is going to be the meta, and it's going to be oppressive, right?
Yep.
Because you're not going to have a variety of choices at that point. And that's what's exactly what's been happening. Like Thunderlord and now Aegir's is like literally oppressive meta for damage because that's super gen.
We'll never go back to the days of just standing in a well with 6 whispers, being like, okay, like thinking of doing that now, versus like all the stuff we do. I don't know.
Yeah.
Gray Fox, with Bungie reversing changes and tossing out a possible roadmap for future Destiny 2 content, what shouldn't be on a roadmap?
Ooh, we've talked about this a lot.
We talked about this last week too.
We did talk about it last week.
Yeah.
I would like to say, just as a quibble to start, that the roadmap that we got this week, which was really just, it felt like there was an intern at Bungie that was just like, they're like, we need to list everything we're doing, all the small little, let's put every single strike that we're adding back in, we're going to list them all. We're going to make it almost looked like they were trying to make it look, it's like when you wrote an essay and then you made the font bigger, right? It's like, they're like, oh, look at all the stuff we're doing. When really I feel like people care mostly about like story, dungeon, like those were in there, but it was along with all these really like minor things that were in like the most recent articles. I thought that was really odd. It felt very
a lot of stuff they could have took out, and it would have been we could have had the same amount of information. Like, we could have had the same amount of information with a lot less.
They needed to put like 5 bullet points, and there were like 50. There were like at least 45 unnecessary bullet points. That being said, I think generally, it's an interesting question about what should and should not be on a roadmap, and I think that we have discussed that, like how much should be disclosed and how much should be kept secret, because secrets are fun, like surprises are fun. So
yeah, like secret missions do not need to be on there. I think last week I said like a transmission from beyond like might appear this week or something like that.
Yeah.
Like that way you don't necessarily know when during the week it's going to appear, and you don't know what it is. You just know that like if you show up to it, there might be something cool. And even that might be too much. I like knowing when the events, when the upcoming events are happening. But this isn't a roadmap so much. They called it a Renegades content calendar for a reason.
Not a roadmap.
They would have
a list.
Yeah, it's a list of things. It's a
putting on a roadmap. You're gonna have Iron Banner. It's just like no, come on.
No.
That's not.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
this
I
is
know
this
Iron
is
Banner's coming.
specifically a calendar. Like it's not. It. I think what people. I think Whiskey Bomber said it earlier. Is like, oh yeah, the fact that the roadmap isn't till next year. Do you think that means it's complete reset, or what are they working for on style wise?
Yeah. That's pretty insightful.
See, that content one that they announced that they're going to be releasing next year, that's the one I'm interested in.
Right. This one is not. Doesn't count.
Like everyone that was excited, like this is roadmap. I'm like, this isn't the one we want.
No.
I want to know about the long-term future of the game. That's what I want.
It's a feature list.
Absolutely.
It was a feature list, and like while I'm glad to have those features, I do not. That isn't what's going to keep me coming back.
No.
Like more vault space is nice, but it's not the thing that I want. Yeah. So yeah, that's my opinion. What about you guys? Any other additions to what should be on a roadmap or not?
I feel like we've discussed this at length. I think for me, dungeons, raids, story, big PvP events, other like seasonal events, and then maybe keep some of the exotic missions more hush hush, or like leave some secrets still for people to discover. Is kind of how I think.
Destiny was built on secrets.
Same.
Yep.
Dr. SPV, do you think the new dungeon exotic is going to be busted or lame? There's only so much you can do with a lightsaber, right? I think it would be cool if it had a light and a heavy attack, and the heavy attack would be that like lightsaber chuck
Yes.
that we've seen in
Yes.
video games forever, where like you're able to
Right.
check, you're able to
the boomerang thing.
you
Yeah.
chuck it and it comes back, but there would be like a skill to like grabbing it back. Like we
yeah.
have.
So kind of like
Kind of like the hammer, the Titan hammer
Yeah.
exotic. Yeah.
Like
I was
that,
thinking
yeah.
the strand
the shuriken.
specter thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You toss it, and if you time it back, you can grab it.
Yeah. So if we had if it had like some sort of ability like that for the heavy attack, or you
Yeah.
like you built up a charge with that and then threw it, that would be sick.
I see the Star Wars issue with that is like, I know I
The
don't
Star
have a
Wars.
lot of Star Wars lore in my head, but I've played a lot of Star Wars
Yeah.
games with lightsabers.
Yes.
Mhm.
So like my thinking is like Force Unleashed, Jedi Survival, where you toss the boomerang and it kills 18 things as it comes back to you.
Yeah.
I love
You know,
that.
So
Yeah.
like in my mind, I'm like, if this is a true lightsaber, it's not. But if it is something
Yeah.
like a true lightsaber, anything not a boss or a super high value target, I should be able to do the heavy attack, and it tosses and it just doom 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 doom, and then all of those enemies are just dead. That's just the lore in my head of me thinking if I want to be a Jedi or a Sith using a lightsaber, I have that ability to do that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want to call that busted, but I hope it has some form of lightsaber feeling to it to separate itself from just a normal sword.
Right.
That's just my. If
Right.
it isn't that, like, I'm not using it.
If
Yeah, I think as a sword, it's technically classed as a melee weapon, right? And I think
Yes.
there's limitations regarding any kind of weapon, exotic or otherwise, that is melee only. I'm looking at you, Glaives. I know you love them, Dan.
I do, I
Um,
truly do.
But I mean, swords do have there are caster frame swords, which allow for ranged attacks.
Mhm.
I guess it just depends on what niche it's going to fill. I can't see. I mean, like obviously, there's bosses that you like that swords were like have been meta for. I'm thinking about Crota, like swords as meta. But a lot of bosses require ranged attacks, and if the sword, even if it does really good damage, unless you can throw it, like Dan said.
Yeah.
I'm here for that too. Let me throw my saber from a distance.
So I think my position is whether it's the utility and whether or not it's busted is going to be contingent on like the ranged potential. And if it doesn't have any range potential, then the utility is going to be incredibly situational depending on like what you're fighting. So because it is really go ahead. Sorry.
You can block. Well, in sabers, you can block certain attacks. Like we all.
Or what about reflect? Like, can't you like
reflect?
that
Yes,
would be
you can
cool.
reflect
Like
them.
that would be
neat.
so cool if you could deflect
Like
damage.
if you have to time it,
back.
like if there's like some sort of like we were talking about parrying earlier.
Yeah.
Like if you were able to like parry it back, like
well, there is precedent for that, Dan, because in Pit of Heresy, you basically do a reflection
That's
of
right.
damage.
Mhm.
So there is precedent for something to be like that in the game already. But imagine if that's what you're doing is you basically are like standing there with your lightsaber blocking and reflecting the boss's damage back at you, and that's like the meta. Like that, something like that could be really fucking cool. Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. It's going to be a weapon that you collect that people are going to freak out over, and that it's in there, and the diehards are going to keep it 6 to 7 months from now. Like, and everybody else is going to be like, okay, but I don't know if it's going to be top DPS. So like, let's maybe put it away.
As long as it's unique and it feels like unfortunately, I know a lot of Destiny nerds love their realistic Destiny feelings, but if it isn't a lightsaber, I know it's not technically called a lightsaber, but if it doesn't feel like a lightsaber, then no one's going to care, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You've have promoted it as a lightsaber. Sure, it's called the Praxic Blade. I get it, but all of your marketing says this is a lightsaber. You even have the whole animation of it calling back to you. So unfortunately, a lot of people have already preconceived notions on what a lightsaber is.
Yep.
You got to at least meet some of those. Not all of them, but at least some of them.
Yep. They've played the Star Wars games like you have.
Yeah. People, Sammy was just watching New Hope this week. People seeing
it. Go. Got to meet the expectations for Sammy too. Yeah.
Carolina Gamer. If you guys could make 2 major changes in Destiny, one change in PvP and one in PvE, what would they be?
Big team battle for PvP.
I agree.
That's what I've wanted for years.
Mm-hmm.
A big team battle.
Oh, that would be so fun. I don't know. Big team battle was my favorite.
Yep.
I would say remove PvP entirely.
Man.
So now I know why Tony bags you. Now I know why.
It wasn't Tony. I tried to start beef. What are you doing?
That's how beef starts, man.
I know.
Why would you say that about Tony? Anyways.
I know. Seriously, Tiddly.
Jeez, Tiddly.
Clip this
Calm
out of
down.
context.
Ooh.
Jeez.
Wow, dude.
I thought you wanted the best for the community, but here you are making it the worst.
Here you are.
I'm just going to go farm another mint retrograde. Bye, guys.
I don't even have one of those.
A mint retrograde?
No.
Yeah.
Even drunk on a Tuesday, I've had mint retrogrades jump.
I don't even really know what it is.
It's a rocket pulse rifle.
Oh, that's
yeah.
Pulse.
Yeah.
Currently,
I played Destiny 2, the video game.
currently, I believe it's really good for boss damage in Desert Perpetual.
It's good for everything. It's this era's mountaintop where you put it on, you don't take it off.
Yeah, it's pretty much locked in slot. I agree. Yeah. What are they saying? 45% of people have it locked in that slot. Yeah. I don't know what my change to PvE would be. It would probably be give me reasons to play the older raids. Like I said earlier.
Yeah.
My changes would be to both of them together. Separate the motherfucking sandboxes. You cowards.
Right. Whoa, Sammy.
There's that Bungie dev who listens to us on the way to work every morning is going to hear that part.
That
and just
one.
cry on the train. Yeah. That one specific one is like, Sammy.
That one.
You say so?
They're going to unsubscribe.
How would you say something so controversial?
Yeah, we did have some spicy takes today. It's pretty true.
Walks in the word like, I got called a coward this morning.
All sorts of beef today.
Over a podcast.
Oh my goodness.
Asefa asks, what website, Dan?
Onlydans.com.
There we go. Bergenstar. Do you guys think that new content should be a priority or the game's health and problems should be fixed first?
Which one is going to make them money?
Yep.
That's what it comes down to. If the game was in a much better state, they could afford to take a year off and just do health improvement. Because I feel like we've had this discussion just in the community for years.
Mm-hmm.
Like Season of the Health, Era of the Health, whatever you want to call it. And it's anytime that they could have done that, they've missed those windows because something happens.
Yeah.
And the game just goes in the wrong direction.
Yep.
Now, some people feel that this year should have been that year post Final Shape. Unfortunately, you can't market and you can't sell quality of life updates
For a live service game.
for a live service game.
Yeah.
People go and they won't come back.
Mm-hmm.
I've always felt like if they, unfortunately, will probably never get just a 9-month content cycle where they're just updating the game, because it's just not going to make them money, which sucks.
And it's not even one of those things where it's like, oh, they're greedy. They're only doing it for money. Like the game has to make money so that they can continue to develop it.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yep.
Especially now that they're owned by
For a
by
live
Sony.
service.
And especially that they're like known, well, not known, but like their product is losing money for years. So like they're not like in a positive, we're generating positive cash flow. Like we are actively losing money every day on this product, but we have to make this product in hopes that we can turn around. Because you can't say otherwise, because Sony gave us the number, they gave the public the numbers.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not like,
Yep. Yep. Their dirty laundry is aired.
Mhm.
Yep. No, I completely agree. I think it is frustrating, and I've played with Bergen when things haven't worked in raids or whatnot. Like for instance, Desert Perpetual, and Dan knows this too. Like when you're going up to confront the final boss, and just in the normal version, if you don't wait until the boss teleports, then it can cause desync, which means that you can't complete the encounter for damage because you can't see. Everyone sees the cubes that you interact with in a different spot.
Yeah.
So we were running a 5-foot and with a really competent team, and we couldn't get to damage phase because we kept on getting desync issues, which was absolutely not the fire team's fault and incredibly frustrating. So, and then I understand
we were
the
there like
motivation.
45 minutes wiping over and over because we
Just
couldn't
wiping
get
because
to
we
damage.
couldn't,
Oh,
and
God,
which was
dude.
really silly. And then we reset the instance, and immediately it worked. It worked right away,
Yeah.
right? So I get it. It's frustrating. It makes you want to throw up your hands and be like, "Fuck, like Bungie, fix your damn game," right?
Yep.
But like I think in an ideal world there would be bandwidth for both. But I understand where new content as like a marketing piece and a financial like money making piece is really important. I wish that they had bandwidth to also address concurrent issues. I think that they were really like trying to tread water that like furiously this season, just because the Portal launch was so abysmal and like the leveling was so abysmal, and then people were really, so there was a lot of work just fixing all of that. You know, like think about how much time and effort like that must have taken, and how many resources that took away probably from people who could have done some of these like bug fixes for some of the activities, you know?
And from the expansions that are on the horizon in 6 months to a year from now.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like-
we're gonna fill it in Renegades. Like I've said, there's probably gonna be something that we're gonna be like, man, why didn't they play test this in Renegades launch? Like if the dungeon launches in not the great state that it should be, it's probably going to be because of the last 3 months being spent on rolling stuff back, which is unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. I think
Yeah.
this is like, this whole season has been like a pretty big misstep on their part. And it's unfortunate because I feel like it took so many resources, like you said, to just kind of get back to net neutral, like on it, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's tough, man.
If Marathon,
tough, man.
I hate talking about Marathon, but if Marathon does well, that's probably unfortunately the only time I can see them being like, okay, let's try to take a step back and spend the next year really focusing on no new content, but making the current game as good as possible. And be like, we're going to let you know there won't be a content drop for 12 months at all. But we're going to just month after month work on updating this, updating that, making everything that's in the game worthwhile.
We do know, however, that there will be like there are 2 more expansions coming. Like, we know after Renegades, there's going to be one, like
the summer?
scheduled for the summer, and then another one like for quarter 3 of next year called The Alchemist.
Yep.
So
and they can't even like push that back technically, I guess, but
because they've already announced
push that back. Yeah, they can't push it back, so they don't have from what I know, a big QA team. They have some, but they don't have a huge one.
Right.
So they won't have time to just focus all of their efforts on quality of life and health of the game outside of what do they call it? Urgent stuff. Like how they said they weren't going to do any more patches unless it was something that was like super necessary.
Right.
That's probably them just pulling themselves away a little bit so they have not as much stress on the game.
Right. They need the bandwidth to
They need it elsewhere.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
So, yeah.
This has been a depressing episode. Destiny Digest.
It's been a long one.
It's pretty heavy. Yeah.
But like this week was very news heavy, and like
the news was good though. Like for the most part, the news was really, really good. And I feel like Epic Dan is right. I think that Bungie does function really well as an underdog, and it kind of feels like that's where they are right now. Yeah. That they're like they're going to succeed because they have to. That's kind of how it feels. You know, they have no choice.
I feel like the news for players was good, more so than the news overall was good. Because Sony coming out and being like, "Hey, we lost this much money on these guys." That's not a good sign.
Not a good sign. Nope.
So yeah,
and players shouldn't even. Let's be honest. Players shouldn't even be worried about the numbers. We're not investors. We're not stockholders. Right. None of that affects us. Like, sure, it affects maybe what we play, but like, I personally don't care about that information because I have no stake in it besides just playing a game. Mm-hmm. I'm not a stockholder at Sony, so I don't need Bungie to be like making $1 billion a year. I don't care. But it is interesting knowing, like, okay, I can kind of say the state of the game now. I can see why these numbers are where they are. But like, anyone feeling that way, like, please don't. Like, we have nothing to do with like how little or how much they make. Stop defending billionaire companies.
Yeah.
Right. That's true. That's true. We are allowed to understand what's going on and still have an expectation of a quality product that we want to play, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing wrong with having standards because at the end of the day, like our time and investment in games is a resource for sure, you know? And it is tough because the field is really competitive. And like this year has been so good for video games. It's been such, I don't even know why. It's been so amazing. Like, I can't even think of another year recently where I've been so excited about so many different titles. Like it's been fantastic.
Not back to back like this. No.
So like
long time.
The two games that a lot of people are talking about right now. So like Expedition 33, ex Ubisoft devs, right?
Yeah.
Dispatch, ex Ubisoft devs. We're seeing we're reaping what the past like 5 to 7 years of layoffs in the games industry has like really pushed the gaming industry into, and we're seeing all of these like kind of smaller these smaller concerns popping up and creating like really cool art. But like I know with Dispatch that like I keep seeing articles where they wouldn't have made it had Critical Role not stepped in and been like, hey, we'll help you make this game. It's just tough out there. And this year is like kind of like the poster child of like, yeah, the games industry is like really sucks, but there's still good art being made.
Really good art.
Really good art. Yep.
Agreed.
Yep. And actual art.
Actual art.
Yep.
With that said, why don't we go around the horn and tell people where they can find us on the internet? Sammy Cat, let's start with you, buddy. Where can people find you?
Hi, everybody. You can find me at twitch.tv/SammyCat. And very shortly, I'm going to be more present on YouTube. And I am Sammy Cat. on YouTube. Yeah. So going more into that. You can also find me on Twitter at I'm Sammy Cat Plays, and then Blue Sky, just Sammy Cat.
Heck yeah. Tiddly, what about you, friend?
Absolutely. It's twitch.tv/Tiddly. I'm live Monday through Friday, 9 o'clock Central. And I am also Tiddly on Blue Sky.
Epic Dan.
You can find me at twitch.tv/EpicDan22. You can find me on YouTube at EpicDan22, TikTok EpicDan22. If you Google EpicDan22, you will find me practically everywhere. As Sasquatch was just saying, in the morning we have the Game Awards. We'll be live streaming that, and I'll be yapping about that. I have a couple of videos ready to push out. I've been waiting all year for this. I've been getting no sleep, playing as many games as I can to be ready for this. So feel free to come by and yap with us.
Heck yeah. Who do you guys see winning Game of the Year this year? Who do you see?
I think it's
who do I
33.
say will win or who should win?
Who do you see will win? Who do you think should win?
You said Silk Song though, Dan, but I don't know. I feel like every time we have a podcast, you're like, I played a new game. This one is actually my game of the year.
Yeah,
we've had a lot of games.
I think now though, now that I've played everything, we'll save it for another day.
All right.
This is not an outro.
This is not an outro for no.
All right, fine.
This is not an outro.
In the comments, tell us what your Game of the Year is going to be. On YouTube and all the other places.
It's E33, everybody.
We'll be here another 15 minutes me yapping because I have thoughts, but I'll wait until after the nominations.
Opening next episode. Come by and hear Epic Dan 22's thoughts on Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, my name's Danfinity. You can find me on the internet under DanfinityGG. You can find me on Twitch 3 days a week. This week we are kicking off our Feeding Frenzy campaign for this year, where we raise money for Second Helpings, a food rescue charity based out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Come through. It's always a good time. The goal is $5,000 as it is every year. And I think I was telling Sammy this is like during this, if we hit $3,000, we'll have raised $50,000 total as a community.
Ooh, that's so huge, Dan. That's amazing.
So
I know.
like I'm just like I'm glad to be supporting Second Helpings. I'm also really proud of my community for like pushing into that milestone. And yeah, man, just feeling really grateful. So come through, check it out, give to a good cause. And yeah, that's it for this episode 120 of the Destiny Digest podcast. I hope you find what you're grinding for.